Bob Uecker. They had a package on Bob Uecker. Were you a Bob Uecker fan, Brian?
Oh, absolutely.
Baseball.
100%. Not really from baseball because I didn't watch Milwaukee Brewer games or listen to them here in New York. And when I saw them, it was back in the day on WGN. It was the Cubs feed. But as a personality, when I was a kid, he was on Mr. Belvedere on ABC, which I used to watch. And he was in Major League, which is the best baseball movie ever made. And he had just memorable line after memorable line. And his talk show appearances going back years later, because I never saw the original airings.
Well,
he's incredible. He's funny. And yeah, I was a fan of his.
That's the thing is, I knew him, but not from baseball, because in the 70s, he was always on the Tonight Show. And he was always on Johnny Carson. So, and Johnny would introduce him here, Mr. Baseball, Bob Uecker. And because I didn't know anything about baseball and didn't give a shit, it was a while before I realized that they were making fun of him with the Mr. Baseball, because that was his gimmick, that he was one of the worst players in the league. But then he became a broadcaster and a announcer, an actor, an icon, and all that stuff. But
well, he leaned into it. That was the smart thing. He leaned into it and developed lines. He developed bits about how bad a player he was. It was brilliant. And as a kid, my dad taped WrestleMania 3. So for whatever reason, 2 years later, when I became a wrestling fan, I had that video. And that event always has a special place in my heart. It's WrestleMania 3, Hogan Andre. They didn't have the celebrity power of a WrestleMania 1 or just the balls to the wall, anyone who's even close to a celebrity, get him, of WrestleMania 2. They had Herb and the old-fashioned burger lady and G. Gordon Liddy. I mean,
that's right. The Burger King, Herb from Burger King, and the fucking Where's the Beef woman.
I mean, it was just a shit show of celebrities. They only had a couple for WrestleMania 3. Samantha Fox dropped out. Mary Hart from Entertainment Tonight, and Bob Uecker. And Bob Uecker was perfect. They had him on commentary. He was sitting there with Monsoon and Ventura. It was like he was a natural.
Was the build to that with the famous clip where Andre is choking him and his hand is so huge?
That's WrestleMania 4. That's the next year.
They brought him back.
They brought him back the next year, and that was for the tournament. And they did that bit with Andre and you could tell just by his face as Andre's choking him back and forth, his face kind of blows up like Harpo Marx or Soupy Sales. He's leaning into it. I mean, that's what made it cool. He was someone who didn't look down on wrestling. He said, if I'm here, I'll make it memorable.
Well, we send our sympathies out to the friends and fans and family. I don't know, he was 90 years old. Does he have any family left? Maybe he's got some offspring, but he's almost 100 years old, so he's lived a long, full life, even though he was a rotten baseball player.
And he worked until the last season. He was still commentating when the Mets played the Brewers in the playoffs.
Well, I wish he'd have done better to where he could have retired earlier.
I don't think that's...
Maybe enjoy his golden years.
I think he loved it. I think he loved what he did. That's baseball.
You'd have to love doing something when you're 89 years old to go in fucking inclement weather and be around people and fucking suffer their stupidity.
Plus, there's the groupies.
Well, that's true. I understand he was quite a ladies' man. If it could happen for Hugh Hefner, it could happen for Bob Uecker, couldn't it?
Well, I mean, money, celebrity.
What do you think the idea? Were the odds on Bob Uecker betting on the baseball games? Is he a secret Pete Rose, or was he clean of this type of thing?
I think he's 100% clean. There's never even been an allegation. I don't know why you decided now's the time to accuse the late
kindly old
Mr. Baseball. That's right.
Well, I'm wondering if he ever bet on, because that would, if he knew a lot about it, so that would be a temptation, because it's so easy now to place your wagers on the baseball or the football or the basketball or whatever sport is being played at that particular time. Now that we've got the ease and convenience of our friends at the DraftKings Sportsbook. They're an official sports betting partner of the NFL. That means that the NFL, much like the Treasury Department, insures your deposits at federally funded loaning institutions up to a certain amount of money.
That's not what that means. They don't insure anything.
Well, being an official partner, I would think that would mean, hey, if our friends over here at DraftKings, if they take your money, we'll go get it back for you. I thought that was how they worked hand in hand.
WWE's not paying TNA's debts.
Well, but TNA has so many. But scoring touchdowns is key to winning in the playoffs, and it's also key to winning at DraftKings if you score big by betting on them. And they're the number one place to bet touchdowns. Do you know that surveys have shown, Brian, that more average Americans bet on touchdowns with DraftKings Sportsbook than they do at any other Applebee's restroom in the United States of America?
I don't know if that's true. I don't even know why that would be a statistic that anyone would look for.
Well, there used to be a thing going on here at my neighborhood Applebee's, but the DEA cracked down. If you're ready to place your first bet, try bet on something simple like whether or not I will ever do a straight commercial or a player to score 6. You can go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. If you want to score with a football player, the people at DraftKings can set you up, especially if you're a female, but, we're not ruling out anything here.
We are ruling out that they are going to be setting up anyone with anyone.
It's a tight economy. You got to do what you can.
It's an honest economy. Don't tell people they're going to be getting free dates. That may cause problems.
Well, I didn't say free. And new DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. So right there, boom, they're hooking you. You spend $5, they're going to give you $200. You'll be eternally grateful to them. You'll win a fortune. You'll live a life of religious fulfillment. One of these days, they'll ask you for a favor. But folks, right now, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code JCE. That's how you get the $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. That's if you're a new customer. DraftKings Sportsbook, use the code JCE only on DraftKings Sportsbook. Can't use it other places because it might not be good. Now, some of our other sponsors have that code, but you won't be able to place wagers with them. DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours.
That's right. It's yours. And
do we have that tape in yet?
It'll be probably at least one more time around the horn, as they say in sports.
Well, I'm getting a little horny for it. Are you ready? You're not ready?
I was trying to hold back from making any gambling jokes. I'm ready.
Okay. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available. For problem gambling, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
That's right. The crown is yours. .audio.
Audio.